from every town, we answer the call.
Voice of the East, hey! Voice of the East, hey! Voice of the East, hey! Hear our voices rise, hey! Land of the rising sun, shining bright for everyone. We rise, we shine, we stand tall. From every town, we answer the call. Voice of the East, hey! Voice of the East,
yeah. From the rivers and valleys to the hills so high, our dreams keep growing beneath the sky. No more fear, no looking behind. We're hoping our hearts and a future to find. Together we're building, together we're strong. United in purpose, moving along. The light keeps shining for all to see. A people of courage and dignity.
Hear our voices rise,
Land of the rising sun, forever shining bright.
Voice of the East, hey!
Forever shining bright.
Voice of the East.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister. And thank you to the entire Biafran people. And because of time, and at this very time, and at this very point, and according to our program, we will be jumping into the Bcos of Biafra television. We are going off air and we continue inside the Zoom. Thank you all to have been available on the Voice of Biafra TV. Please come inside and continue with us in the Zoom as we do what we have to do to be able to fund Biafra. Thank you so much. Moumba, go ahead.
In the rising sun of a new dawn, a nation stood tall on her own ground. May 30, 1967, the flag was raised. Land of the rising sun, freedom proclaimed. All over Biafra land, the people sang and danced, tired of broken promises and iron chains. In July 6, 1967, Nigeria waged a genocidal war against the young republic. The drums of war began to sound. Nigeria turned against us on our own sacred ground. May 30, 1967,
we still remember
the day hope was born
and hell descended.
Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they tried to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Blockade and hunger became their sword. Kwashiorkor scars on bodies of the young and children. Women buried babies in shallow graves, while the world watched and looked the other way. From Ulier Street to the starving fields, 1 million souls crossed into eternity. They called it war, we call it genocide. Our peoples will refuse to die. May 30, 1967,
we still remember
the day hope was born
and hell descended.
Rivers ran red,
children cried for food
in the shadow of famine
and flying bombs.
May 30, 1967, echoes in the wind, never to be erased. Biafra lives in memory and in flame. One day the truth will speak your name. We say it loud and clear. Never again. Never again. Never again. Biafra independence is not negotiable. Independence is not negotiable. Biafra leaves. Today Nigeria is in confusion. Jihadist terrorists
from home. Though they are from they protest and ask for their freedom, what the Nigerian terrorist government do? They arrest them, kill them, shoot them. So for that reason, we have a government in exile, so we can fight from abroad. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information. And we're also going to bring 1 or 2, 3 videos on the screen. Those that Nigerian terrorist state need to go after, because they actually sponsor the insecurity. But is that the reason why the Nigerian terrorist state are not going after Sheikh Gumi? Minister of Information, please, can you bring the video of Sheikh Gumi to the screen? Thank you very much.
They are, yes, they are physique and everything. They are Fulanis.
Of Nigerian extraction.
Oh, you know, they're Nigerians. No doubt about that.
They are Nigerians.
Yes, in fact, some of them have parents in the town.
So why, for those who say some of these criminal elements are non-Nigerians who move through the ECOWAS territory
yes,
into Nigeria, is that true?
What happened is, you see, as I've said, now we are having an ethnic war. The Fulani nomadic feels his existence is threatened. So what they do is, when they have a war, they call other Fulanis from other countries, irrespective of where they are. Fulani is Fulani man. They go to defend their kinsmen. Then disperse, each one goes back to his roga. So that's why they what do you call it? They transit the borders just for an operation and go back. But if there is calm and there's peace, you will not see this kind of incursion of foreign elements into the nation. And that's why it's very important. The government is very proactive in this issue. Let's go in, let's educate them, let's register them, let us do what we do to others.
Thank you very much, Minister. Sheikh Gumi, a terrorist man, said they need to educate the terrorists. They need to live with them. They need to do to them what they do to others. What do they do to others? Reintegrate them into the military. What do they do to others? They pay them a sum of money in millions, depending on how many innocent citizens they kill. Instead of this Nigerian terrorist government, who know their hideout, who know how they can stop these terrorists. Turn a blind eye. They coming after me, Mazio Gechuku. Nkere, a former president named Obasanjo. Obasanjo said the insecurity in Nigeria can never stop. My fellow citizens, are we going to remain in a country that the insecurity can never stop? Are we going to be part of a country that breeds, sponsor, support insecurity? Obasanjo made it clear that the politicians, governors, they sponsor the insecurity. This disgraced country called Nigeria, They should go after the sponsors of the insecurity happening in Nigeria and leave me hell a fucking alone. Terrorist state of Nigeria. They sponsor the insecurity. Let them leave Mazio Gechukwu Nkere alone. Obasanjo made it clear the insecurity can never stop. That the government sponsor the insecurity. Then why are they coming after me here, United States of America? Thank God we have not turned United States of America to be the battlefield. Here in Washington, we will destroy Nigeria with truth. Here in Washington, we will expose Nigeria like never before, a shithole, disgraced country. A country that don't care about humanity. A country that care about citizens. Look at United States heroines. We as Biafrans, what are we going to say we will remember Nigeria that they have done for us? Is it the better life they gave us? Is it the better opportunity? Is it the good life? Is it the school system, sewer system, the infrastructures in our land that they make better? Is it the road, hospital? Is it the economy that they provide for the citizens of Biafra? So that after our children graduate from their high school or college, they can acquire a good paying job of which they can start family with. None of the above. God punished the entity called Nigeria. Very disgrace. They are not ashamed of themselves. After United States of America, I advise this useless country what to do to stop the insecurity. America advised them to abolish this Sharia since Nigeria is supposed to be a secular country. What did they do in return? And this Sheikh Gumi here is telling the government of Nigeria, because he worked with the government of Nigeria. He's telling the government of Nigeria to pay the terrorists, to pump money to the terrorists, to integrate the terrorists to the military. And do you think the Biafran people will not defend? Information, I think we have some few to go through. Can you play the video with, they protest? Because a lot of people will be the first time tuning in Biafra. We will keep this country. If I have what it takes, I will save the people of Nigeria. I'm already saved Biafra. Attention, the Middle Belt and the Southwest, maybe rise up. Entity called Nigeria, I will burn it down. Thank you very much.
Let me say that if the federal government have demonstrated capacity and can arrest Nnamdi Kanu, they should also exhibit the same zeal and will and decision to arrest these Fulani herdsmen that are terrorizing our state and our country. Let that be done. These ones are living here with us, but if Nnamdi Kanu can be arrested from a foreign land, I believe that the federal government will exhibit the same will. They will arrest Fulani herdsmen, especially Mayakiala, who have owned up to the killings in Benue State and have continued to terrorize our land. It is laughable and unfortunate when I heard that Mayakiala are calling Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, someone who is fighting for the liberation of these people is being called a terrorist by terrorist organization called Mayakiala and Fulani herdsmen. So federal government should rise up to its responsibility and arrest this one. I have no problem in trying Nnamdi Kanu. Due process should be followed and let there be justice. If he has committed any offense, let there be justice. But the federal government must also do justice by arresting Fulani herdsmen who have been terrorizing our land, who have created so much problems and pains and challenges to our economy, to our security, to our unity. If the federal government doesn't do that, it means they are not serious.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Minister of Information. Voice of Biafra TV, the voice of truth, the voice of the people.
There is only one broadcasting network.
Voice of Biafra TV,
The first, the best, and the last.
Voice of Biafra TV,
We lead, we shine, we last. The first, the best, and the last.
From the east to the world, hear the truth unfold. No other station does it better. Truth be told, real stories, real power, real Biafran soul. Every day, every hour, we taking control.
Breaking every silence, letting voices rise, standing for the people, opening their eyes, strong and unshaken, both for all to see, broadcasting the future.
Voice of Biafra TV.
There is only one broadcasting network. Voice of Biafra TV. The first, the best, and the last. Voice of Biafra TV.
First to speak, best to watch, last to
Voice of Biafra TV. Voice of Biafra TV. Voice of Biafra TV.
only one, no only one.
Only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one. Hear the people sing at last.
Jekaba.
Voice of Biafra TV, the voice of truth, the voice of the people.
There is only one broadcasting network.
Voice of Biafra TV,
The first, the best, and the last.
Voice of Biafra TV,
We lead, we shine, we last. The first, the best, and the last.
From the east to the world, hear the truth unfold. No other station does it better. Truth be told, real stories, real power, real Biafran soul. Every day, every hour, we taking control.
breaking every silence, letting voices rise, standing for the people, opening their eyes, strong and unshaken.
Welcome to Voice of Biafra TV. It's morning, it's afternoon, and it's night, depending on your time zone. I bring you warm greetings. This is Voice of Biafra Television. And we are coming out on a series of platforms. We are live and direct on live television channels all over Africa. We're live and direct on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and many other platforms. And we salute all of you for joining. You can call into the program with the number that will be displayed on the screen. Tomorrow is Heroes Remembrance Day, and we continue to remember our heroes, and we continue to fight and to give them what they need. Welcome to Voice of Biafra Television.
Voice of Biafra TV.
There is only one broadcast network. Voice of Biafra TV. The first, the best, and the last. Voice of Biafra TV.
First to speak, best to watch, last to
Voice of Biafra TV. Voice of Biafra TV. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one, no, only one. Only one, only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one, only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one, only one, only one, only one, only one, only one. Voice of Biafra TV. Only one, only one, only one, only one, only one, only one. Hear the people sing at last. Voice of Biafra TV.
Welcome back to Voice of Biafra Television, and we are live and direct on all media platforms. Somebody just threw a question, and the question is, Mazi, I'm just curious, is Danjuma still alive? I really want T.Y. Danjuma to be alive so that he can see the goodness of God. Because God has used T.Y. Danjuma to send messages to the children of God in Nigeria. And it then depends on all of them that are ready. And those that are not ready, they still continue to sit on the fence. God has used T.Y. Danjuma to open the eyes of many Nigerians and to tell many of you what you should know and what you should hear, and how you should wake up and stand against the terrorists. Tomorrow is Saturday, and we are happy to be alive in this very present dispensation and to talk about Biafra and to tell the world about Biafra. I come with a very happy heart. Yes. I come with a very happy heart because the U.S. government officials has proven once again that they don't turn their backs on those that have their interests and those decides to work with them. Even as we have not gotten our recognition yet from American government officially. I am perplexed and I am overjoyed at the same time to tell you that U.S. government officials are already defending Brgie Prime Minister, Nkere, while Finland and Britain betrayed Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They sold them out. That's what they did. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa happen to have been UK citizens and Finland citizens, then these same countries betrayed them and gave them out to be picked by Nigerian terrorist governments. It's a very big shame. Very big shame that I don't know how to explain to many of you, because I have tried how to put it all together and to see how it will come out. But it's very shameful to say it. But here I am. Talking to you about what the US government officials are already doing as they see Nigerian government trying to drag Brgie Prime Minister Nkere to their caricature Utere dance that they want to start dancing. So interesting to see that a country that values your existence can protect you and keep you away from the foreign terrorist that wants to come and pick you. That is why they say where America leads, others follows. The line is open to those that want to call in, because this program is unannounced and we are coming on an impromptu, because tomorrow we have series of events, and with the joy in our hearts, we cannot fold our arms just to watch and see things that are happening and go just like that. America is where you have to be and speak for freedom. America is where you speak for freedom and you will be protected. America is where you will speak for the freedom of mankind and your rights will be protected. Finland government and UK government, up till today, I have not seen one official of the Finland Parliament or the UK Parliament come out to lambast Nigerian terrorist government for kidnapping their citizens. Instead, they trade the freedom of their citizens for monetary values. They trade the freedom of their citizens for business values and interests. Recently, all of you saw that the UK government hosted Nigerian government officials. These are the people that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they kidnap your own citizen. And you say that your citizen is Nnamdi Kanu. You said he is using your own British passport. And then one country kidnapped him and they lock him up. They sentence him to life imprisonment. Until today, as we speak, you have not come out to say anything about his kidnapping and his imprisonment. Rather, what you do is that you invite the same terrorist governments that kidnapped these your citizens, you give them a befitting banquet feast. You call all of them to the Royal Castle in UK. All of you sat down, you drank, you enjoyed, you celebrated a job well done of kidnapping a citizen that was using your passport, simply because of oil and gas. Simply because he is not a bona fide citizen of United Kingdom. I want all of us to understand something. Other countries will defend you even when you are not born in their country and then you acquire their citizenship. But the United Kingdom and the European government will not do it. Why? Because of the business interests that they have. Because of the business interests of America and Nigeria, America decided to put the lives of the babies, women, and children as a priority. They don't put the business first. They put lives of the babies, women, and children as a priority. They sanction Nigerian government. They designate Nigerian government as a country of particular concern. They sanction their officials. They place visa ban on Nigerian passports because their government has refused to disband Sharia law, who is killing every baby's, women, and children on a daily basis. The Sharia law that has made Nigeria to become unlivable to all of you. The Sharia law that has made Nigeria to become a shrine of injustice. The Sharia law that has made Nigeria to become where they slaughter your mothers, your fathers, your children on a daily basis. The Sharia law that gives boldness to the Nigerian terrorist government and the terrorists themselves to be paid after they cut off your head, after they cut off your brains, after they slaughter you to pieces, after they take what does not belong to them. This is what the Sharia law is able to do. The Sharia law gives them the power to do all this. But the Nigerian government are very okay with the Sharia law. Nigerian government refused to disband Sharia law. on the mandate and order of the American government, which is to save the lives of the citizens. Was the American government not so good in business when they put their business interests aside? They place the values of lives. They place the importance of the babies, women, and children's lives first. But what UK government does, or Britain does, is that your life is not important. It is the resources that is important. Britain and Finland don't care about their citizens. They can sell their integrity for oil and gas and for business interests. But we are happy to announce to you today that US officials are already defending the Biafra Republic government in as a Prime Minister, Nkere. How I wish Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in UK. And then he left UK and came to America to stay in America to fight for Biafra. How I wish Mazi Simon Ekpa was in Finland and then he left Finland and came to America to stay in America to fight for the freedom of Biafra. If we had these three forces of men joined together, alive and breathing in one place, I wonder the height that we would have attended at this time. Having all of them here, putting all their hands together, putting all the forces together. With the effort that Prime Minister Nkere has done in Washington, D.C., even without having all the support of the entire Biafran people, he has shaken Nigeria to the point that Nigeria is now shaking and afraid of Nkere. With the lobbying work that is happening in Washington, D.C. with the to the point that Nigerian government now wants to use their lobbyists, the ambassador that they just brought, and all the people that they are working with to look for a way of implicating Prime Minister Nkere and to push him to the American prison for them to send him back to them in Nigeria. It cannot happen. US officials are already speaking and defending Prime Minister Nkere. That is the surprising thing that everybody should say. Those of you that do not appreciate or take what we are doing very seriously, I want to ask you, when has your own government in your own country stood up to defend you? An official of parliament of your own country stood up to speak to defend you, whether in your small crime that you commit, or you coming out to say you are declaring and standing for Biafra in that your country. I'm asking you a very simple question. When did that your country officials come out to stand to say they are defending you because you're fighting for Biafra? Do you know what it means for US officials to take the front stage to come and defend the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic of Martinique. He's defending Biafra for us. He's talking for Biafra. Why? Because we have already made them to understand what Nigeria is all about. We have already educated them that Nigeria is a shrine of injustice. We have made them to understand that Nigeria was built to destroy humanity. Nigeria was built to even destroy America. Nigeria was built to be used as a pivot to project every projectile of missiles to come down to America to kill and destroy America. This is the Nigeria of today, the way it has been designed. If Prime Minister Nkere is in America and Nigerian government have the guts to go after him in America, why couldn't they do so to Finland? And why can't they do so in Kenya? And why can't they, as they have kidnapped Mazen Namdekano and put in their caves, why can't they now be staying there and giving Namdekano a false script and command for him to carry out, so that all of you here will become confused? And on this very note, I want to make a public announcement. If you know going forward today that you are not comfortable with Brgie and you love to be a slave,
Voice of Biafra TV, the voice of truth, the voice of the people.
There is only one broadcasting network.
Voice of Biafra TV,
The first, the best, and the last.
Voice of Biafra TV.
We lead, we shine, we last. The first, the best, and the last. From the east to the world, hear the truth unfold. No other station does it better. Truth be told, real stories, real power, real Biafran soul. Every day, every hour, we taking control.
Breaking every silence, letting voices rise. Standing for the people, opening their eyes. Strong and unshaken, both for all to see. Broadcasting the future.
Voice of Biafra TV. There is only one. Only one broadcasting.
welcome back to Voice of Biafra TV. I said, if you know that you are not comfortable with Brgie and you cannot go with the brutality that we carry, there's one thing you need to understand. And I said this a few months ago. I said the phase of the Biafra freedom that we are going into now is going to be more brutal. Number one, Nigerian government will come after you. Number two, there will be pressure coming from inside Nigeria. They will use all our leaders in prison to implement series of scripts. And you can see those scripts coming out as Sokoto Declaration. You can see some other scripts coming out from Finland, where they will come and say, Mazi Simon, say like this and say like that. These are part of the scripts. Many of you are already falling and becoming fools at your 80s and 50s and 60s to 100 men of Sokoto Declaration. I pity for you and I weep, because I see stupidity running through your veins. Yes, because I don't know how you have been shouting Brgie, Brgie. You followed Mazi Simon Ekpa when he was here. You went to Finland. You were shouting Helsinki Declaration. Later you shout Latin Declaration. You carry Biafra flag and you carry charter. You carry the declaration document and you are shouting nonsense. Say Biafra, BRJ, Biafra, BRJ. And then all of a sudden, British government, European government, Nigerian government launch a different template and tell you that your freedom is inside prison. That all of you must go to prison and wait and take order from prison. And then with your stupid brain, you now start going to prison. All of a sudden, the BRGIE that have been working to see the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more in your head again. It has become irrelevant. It is 100 men of Sokoto Declaration Prison that is the mandate to you. I weep for your stupidity. I weep for the people that have laid curses on you, because some of these things are happening because of the curses that people lay on you. Without BRGIE going to Washington, D.C., what is happening in Nigeria today would. Without the congressional testimony that was submitted in June 2025, everything that we demanded of the U.S. government in that congressional testimony is what the U.S. government have implemented on Nigeria and against Nigeria today. We even appeared again on the 18th of September inside the White House Congress, where none of you have ever been, where your grandparents have never been. But history brought itself to fruition under our watch to see that we appear live and direct in U.S. Congress to give a congressional testimony in that briefing. That has not sunk into your head. Over 2 pages of the congressional testimony that is submitted centers on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release and Mazi Simon Ekpa's release and the transnational repression that Nigeria and Finland has meted on Biafran citizens. That has not entered your head. We submitted a business deal and proposal to the U.S. government on the prospect of Biafra, what America will gain and what Biafra will gain, and what we will work in common to secure the safety of lives and properties of the Biafran people and every Christians in Nigeria and in the entire Sahel of Africa. That did not enter your head. Recently, we've had American government officials, not just journalists, not just normal writers, not just people that just speak in the street, no, U.S. government officials on live interview, speaking to you on Voice of Biafra television, educating you and making you to understand that what you are doing is creating effect, that Nigeria are feeling the pain. That did not enter your head. Now, because of the effectiveness of BRGI, Tinubu government have gone kaka, seeing that they kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they kidnap Mazi Simon Ekpa, they are hunting down Biafrans in the homeland on a daily basis. But that has not stopped the effectiveness of Biafra Republic government in Nigeria. With the new prime minister in office, going extra woto. That has not entered your brain. It means you are daft and you are dumb and you are cursed. And I don't know how the curses that were laid on you will be delivered of you. So if at this very time you don't see the effectiveness of BRGI, and it is Sokoto Declaration manuscript and the one that is Finland prison manuscript, that is what you want to use I am sounding it as a warning before all of you will start shouting that Sonia Barawa is shattering the table. That is what all of you normally say. That is what Ngozi was saying. That is what Imam Amuku was saying. That is what Choma and Bryson are saying. That is what Jory, Roby, the rest of them are crying. Some of you that are still pretending to be inside BRGIE now. Sounding a warning to everybody. And media team, you guys should try to cut this very part and chain it. If you know you cannot contend with the pressure that is coming from the Nigerian government, after you seeing that Nigerian government is launching attack to kidnap Prime Minister of BRGI inside Washington, D.C., to lock him up and bring him to Nigeria to them. If you know you cannot stand the pressure, pack your load and leave BRGI, JJJJJ, because the day that I will open the Pandora box, it will be very, very disastrous. Yes. We don't want idiots. You know what idiot means? Idiots, we don't want idiots in BRGI going forward, especially in the cabinet. Idiots are people that while they are slaughtering dead bodies of our babies and shattering them all over the place in the communities, they don't care. Idiots are people that when the Nigerian government is hunting down your prime minister in Washington, D.C., it is not important to you. You don't care. When they have taken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, your IPOB leader, and they have taken Mazi Simon Ekpa, your former prime minister, now they are after your active prime minister in Washington, D.C. It's not a problem to you. That means you are an idiot. You are a misplaced priority in BRGIA. So if you know what is good for you, pack your load now and go. If you know that your work is to cause chaos and to look for trouble where there is none and to form another cabal and to create another accountability group of accountability group 3 that will come to emerge later, pack your load now and start living. Because when Sonny will open the Pandora box, it will not be peaceful. Yes. Because the same way you people plan how to launch the second accountability group, this is how it all started. Sokoto declaration has come out now. 100 men option has come out. A Mama Mugu group is there. Bravo Fulani group is there. IPOB accountability group is there. Oaneze and Afi and Igbo Congress, they are there. You can go and join any of them. If you want to become a problem with this 100 men group and this Sokoto declaration nonsense and any prison nonsense decree to come and use it to distort Biafran's brain, I will pack you where you have to be. Mazi Simon Ekpa was in Europe. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in UK. And Nigerian government picked him up. Now, Mazi Nkere is in America. And they want to pick him up. And that is not a problem to some of you. And then American government officials are coming out to speak to defend BRGI and to defend Mazi Nkere, your prime minister. That is not a problem to some of you. And you're not doing anything. You are all in Europe. You are all in America. You are all in UK. But Sonny is in Africa. And his face is coming out here every day. He's talking and creating awareness and keeping the tempo high. While you that is in Europe, you that is in America, you that is in UK, you that is in Asia, you feel discomfort more than me that is in Africa. Whereas I am the one that is at the prime scene that can be taken out anytime. You're all comfortable where you are, but your prime minister is threatened to be taken out. It's not a problem to many of you. If you know that BRGIE the pressure that is coming on Brgie, you cannot contend with it. And it is very, very brutal for you. Just pack your load and go. Don't attempt to destroy the minds of many others, because it will be very, very bad. Like I said before, media team, please cut this part and send it out. And I am very, very happy that American government officials are defending Brgie and defending Nkere, the Prime Minister. And I repeat it again, how I wish Nnamdi Kanu was in America, or he was in UK and then he relocated to America to seek refuge in America and then stayed there to fight for our freedom. How I wish Mazi Simon Ekpa was in Europe and then he relocated to America and stayed there to fight for Biafra. How I wish all of them met together with the active Prime Minister in office today, Nkere in America, and then they join all the forces together. We would have gone very far. Yes, the formidability of many people would have been straightforward going. But we did not know that UK can sell their own because of their oil and gas interests. We did not know that Europe can sell their own because of their oil and gas interests. This is how far American lawmakers, American officials are ready to defend and are defending Biafra. Can you see that? I want to ask you where you saw that the British government defended Nnamdi Kanu like this. I want to see where you saw that the European government defended Simon Ekpa like this. If you see anyone, please bring it out. We want to see. This is the active Prime Minister of Brgie, Honorable Nkere. In one of his diplomatic meetings with Ambassador Tibonash, there they are. And today, as Nigerian terrorist government are launching attack to pick the Prime Minister of Brgie out of America because of Biafra, after they have felt the fire, these US government officials are speaking up against Nigeria. And they are telling Nigerian government that Nigeria's transnational repression is not acceptable in American soil with American citizens. Unlike Finland and United Kingdom, that has allowed their citizen Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu to be kidnapped and imprisoned by Nigerian government pressures, respectively. This is how a government that has your interest and protects you are supposed to be speaking. That is why I'm very proud of all of you that are in America. When Nnamdi Kanu said that many of you in America were stationed there to work for Biafra to come, I am already seeing it now. And I'm seeing the fulfillment in all of it. That is why some people in other countries, another continent, they may become useless. But all of you in America are standing very strong. Because you have a defined mandate. Yes. While some other groups and some other people in other countries are planning of how to overthrow the government, how to create accountability group, how to come out and tell the Prime Minister that he is not doing well, that they can do better than him. But yet they are in Europe, they are in UK, they are in Asia. You cannot see what they have done. For many years that they have been in those countries, you cannot see what they have done. Their country, number one, cannot even guarantee them the safety to do anything. They themselves cannot also make themselves available to do anything. They're only people in America can make themselves available. From their tithe and offering and their blood and everything, they will sacrifice their family, their business, their time and everything. When you see Prime Minister Nkere traveling to Washington, D.C. to meet the U.S. lawmakers, you think that he doesn't have a job? He closed down his business. The other time you saw Honorable Mighty Dot alongside with the Prime Minister. They closed down their work. They closed down their family affairs. They closed down their business. The other time you saw Honorable Chima. The other time you saw Honorable Noye. This is a woman. A woman is putting her life in the front stage. You also saw Honorable Love. Who have you not seen? Is it the COS? And the Prime Minister is always calling on all of his officials that are available in America for them to also be part and parcel of his political outreach, so that they will also be learning and getting to understand what he is facing there and what he's doing. While some of you are thinking of how to go and do Sokoto Declaration, how to go and do 100 men nonsense, how to go and do Finland Declaration in the prison, you are always reading the scripts of your enemies. It's so pathetic. I am happy to see that U.S. lawmakers, U.S. officials are defending Biafra Prime Minister. If our own Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, had this kind of officials in Finland, he would not be in prison today. If our own Onyendu, Nnamdi Kanu, had this kind of officials in his country, he will not be in prison today. He will not have been kidnapped. Some of you don't know the implication of what just happened. You don't understand what has happened in the spiritual realm and also in the physical realm. To see that members of Parliament of America are defending Biafran government in exile Prime Minister, a country that has not gotten their independence yet, a country that is still fighting for recognition, a country that is coming to have diplomatic engagements with the U.S. lawmakers. They are already placing them in a very important position. They are already protecting their interests. They are already watching them away from danger. As Nigerian government shoots their bullets, U.S. lawmakers reply and defend to tell you that this is not Finland. You cannot do what you have done to Finland citizen Simon Ekpa and British citizen Nnamdi Kanu in American soil. It is not done. How they think they switch you for body, how they switch you for belly. That's what I'm supposed to hear from all of you. Please, as I'm speaking, if you want to call into the program, you can call in. Don't wait for me to finish talking, because maybe as I finish talking now, something will come up, then I will have to run out of the studio. So the line is open. You can be calling as I'm talking to air your views, because I don't have much time to spend here tonight. And I appreciate all of you. Continue to support Biafra Republic government in exile, because this is the only authentic government that we have seen that the U.S. government recognizes and they are working hand in hand with them. Now, Nigeria is a very big soup. Littoral, for those of you that do not know littoral, it's something else that they just brought up. All eyes on Nigeria. Hold on, let me check my sound. Let me see if it's back. All right, sound system is back now. I can hear myself very well. This is Littoral. Littoral is who? Is the chairman of the DOJ task force to combat anti-Semitism and senior counsel at the U.S. Justice Department. Littoral says, all eyes on the massacre of Christians in Nigeria by Islamic terrorists. Yes, the radar is on Nigeria now. That is why you see that Nigerian government are going crazy. Why are they going crazy? Because Prime Minister Nkere has opened the Anyash already in Washington, D.C. Just look at what is on the screen. Check out the numbers of government officials that I showed them. That is not all, though. I'm just showing the small one now, make you see. Just showing the small one for you to see. That's showing up. I'm just showing the small one for you to see. Oh, if I have to bring more now, this screen go full because it's plenty. I want to ask Nigerian government, having seen that this Prime Minister of the Republic government in Israel have met virtually all the U.S. government officials and has educated them and briefed them of the Biafran affairs and the Nigerian terrorist government affairs. How do you think that picking him out will be very easy for you? Please, I want to ask this question. I want everybody to help me to answer. Nigerian government. How do you think Nigerian government that taking out Prime Minister Nkere in Washington, D.C. will be very, very easy for you? Now, question I ask you, because some of you don't think, some of you don't ask questions. You want to go after Prime Minister Nkere. Okay, go now. When you collect woto in America, you remember that America is not Finland and America is not UK. Oh, great God. So nice to hear that some people are going crazy because of Biafra. So American government gave Nigeria woto. You know that they have done, and then it's becoming very visible. Now this is Littoral with Prime Minister Nkere. Can you see him? He said, we will not be silent about the genocide against Christians in Nigeria by jihadist terrorist monsters. He is not meeting people that are not influencing the policy making in America. He is meeting those ones that are in strategic positions. Those ones that when they will press one button, Nigeria feels the heat different ways. And they ask me a question now. Why wouldn't Nigerian government be crying and peeing in their pants? Saying that anywhere Nkere is going and coming out, the kind of photo that is coming out with is meeting important people. If you don't see him meeting people from here, you see him meeting Senator Ted Cruz. The damage that Nigerian government are facing today is coming from Senator Ted Cruz. Senator Ted Cruz is the person that invoked the Global Magnitstic Act legislation against Nigeria. And that is the suffering of Nigeria today. Because this genocide has been happening for decades. Nobody took it serious. There was no opportunity to open up for people to see the reality. Until Senator Ted Cruz now opened the Pandora box against Nigerian government. Now you see that Nigerian government are in pains. They are not in good order. Please tell them that if they are looking for Prime Minister Nkere, they should prepare and eat well before they start going there, because what they will face will be very disastrous. And for every Biafran who do not understand the stage that we are in now, it is a stage of brutality. It is a stage of wotu. It is a stage of take it the way you say it. Our memorial message says something, and I want to bring it to the screen. And this is our memorial message photo. It's very peculiar. Yes. The memorial message flyer is very, very peculiar. We need to bring it to the screen to explain something. The memorial message is very, very peculiar. Here is the memorial message. The reason why the memorial message is very peculiar is that Biafra Heroes Memorial Day, and it goes on to explain something. It said, these heroes, they sacrificed in Biafra land, but our voices were not heard in American Congress in 1967 to 70s. And in today, in 2026, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. Yes. Today in 2026, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. And that is what is making all hell to get loose. That is what is putting fire on every brimstone. And we are looking at them and doing Nto. Yes, Nto has to happen. Because we suffered. Those that we send messages to go and speak for us or take message to the U.S. Congress in 1967 to 70s, they decided to become warrant messengers. When they got there, they decided to place their personal interest first. They turned their belly to be their great importance. They ignored the Kwashoko children that were dying. They ignored the babies, women, and children that were dying. They ignored the economic blockade. They ignored the food blockade. They ignored the land, air, and sea blockade that stopped every aid that was coming in to help the Biafran people. And we all died. We did not have a voice. in US Congress in 67 to 70s. But today, in 2026, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. Yes, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. And the voice is speaking very loud. That voice that is speaking very loud is what is making Nigeria to go crazy like this. Yes. This is what is making Nigeria to go crazy. Because that voice is speaking very loud in Washington, D.C. God bless Elias Girasoles. God bless Attorney Dabiri, Aman Dabiri. God bless Prime Minister Okechukwu Nkere. And you will continue to be blessed in this generation till another generation. Your children, your lineage will be blessed for making yourself the servant of the Biafran people, for sacrificing your life, for sacrificing your business, for sacrificing your family, for sacrificing your comfort, for sacrificing everything that you have worked for in America. I'm not talking about just yourself or your life. No. When I mean sacrificing everything that you have worked for in America, your life savings, your family, your business, your future, everything, you risked it for Biafra. In the America of today, which we know that if you don't have the balls to stand before the powers that be, you cannot speak and you cannot make a difference. But you, Okechukwu Nkere, Okechukwu Kamma, the God of Biafra, has placed you in America to do what we did not have in 67s or 70s. Some people say, you don't speak grammar well. When you now started speaking grammar now, they start going angry. Some people said, you no go school. You did not tell them that you go school, but you are doing something that people that did not go to school have not been able to do for the past 50 years. People that claim that they have gone to school for the past 50 years, they have not been able to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have any handshake with any of the US lawmakers, to have any meeting for the past 20 years. Even those that have been before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they were not able to have just one tangible meeting with the US government. Is it not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is in prison today? Is it not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is in prison today? If all of you were doing everything possible and giving them all that they needed, would they be in prison? Would they be sabotaged and locked up? Anyway, God says, when one door opens, another one. And when one door closes, another one opens. Maybe if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in prison, Mazi Nnamdi was not also put into prison, maybe we will not climb to the next stage. Because it was when they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that God opened the eyes of Mazi Nnamdi to come with the new dimension. As Mazi Nnamdi now was now kidnapped and locked up, God now catapults Okechukwu Nkere from where he was very calm and quiet too. He was not very troublesome, but now he has become extra troublesome. He is giving Nigeria trouble everywhere. Nigeria are crying now because of Okechukwu Nkere. And they are now looking for a way to kidnap him, to take him to Nigeria, which cannot happen, not in this generation, when the US lawmakers are already standing up to speak for him. They are already standing up to defend him. Hey, Nigeria, also to go, the sacrifice in Biafra land that these men and women did. But their voices were not heard in American Congress in 1967 to 1970s. But today, in 2026, we have a voice in Washington, D.C. All praises to God. And thank you to Nkere. Thank you to Elias. Thank you to Attorney Daberi. And thank you to all of you Biafrans who have imposed your confidence on this Prime Minister Nkere, which many people did not have confidence in him because they did not know what he is made of. But now I believe you can tell from the result that is coming. You can tell from what God has used him to do and where we are now. You can see the situation report. Everywhere in America is crying of Nkere. Everywhere that Nigeria agent is in America are crying for Nkere. They thought that after they finished with Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, that would be the end. Because every other maniac that comes out was coming out to cause confusion. While Nkere continues with results with the US government. Result. Today, you can see where we are. Don't miss the memorial. Our memorial tomorrow goes with our normal fundraising. Our memorial procession will last for minutes. When I mean minute, I don't mean 1 minute, because many of you will go to school. The way they misinterpret English and grammar is very different. When I mean minute, it means the minute can be up to 1,000 minutes. It can be up to 1 minute, can be up to 3 minutes. So the probability that it is 1,000 minutes is 1. The probability that is 0 minutes is 0, meaning that there is no probability that is less than. It's less than 1. So that means I'm not telling you that they are going to have less than 1 minute. So we are going to have our memorial procession for minutes, as long as God gives us. Then we later go into the fundraising. The memorial procession will be televised and will be coming out from the TV and all the social media platforms. And when we are done with the memorial procession, we will cut off the transmission. Our fundraising cannot be live on live television, because Voice of Biafra is a live television that is being watched everywhere. So the memorial procession will be shot on the live television. When we are done with the memorial procession, we now cut it off. Then we continue the rest of the fundraising inside the Zoom. We have to keep this mantle that God has given us. We need to raise the army of God to go and finish the job. General Obosi said he is donating his 10% of his book's proceeds to support the government of God for the children of God to get the freedom. And he said he is also imploring all of you to do same in paying it as tithe and offering, because it is the tithe and offering that you offer to God to save the children of God in the cause of Biafra. So come with your very big purse and come and give your own quota to support the works of these heroes which they started, so that we can take it to a finishing and lasting end. We don't want to leave it halfway, because they gave us a responsibility. They passed the baton to us, and we have to take it down to the final destination. There is something else I want to address before I take my leave. I have seen many of you, you slept and you woke up, you jump into the media and then you bumped into BBC publication. BBC published something and they said they are publishing about Biafra story. And then the author or the person that projected the narrative or the story happens to carry a Yoruba name. Yes. And then I see the enragement in all of you on the social media. Many of you say, oh, a Yoruba person should not be the one to tell our story. BBC should not be the one to tell our story. Somebody that did not witness the war, do not know anything about the war, should not be the one to tell our stories. And I'm going to